Denny Hamlin did everything right at Martinsville. He won the pole, swept both stages, and led 292 laps. With less than 100 to go, he looked absolutely untouchable. But a suicide pit strategy and a single missed gear changed everything. In the final seconds, a guaranteed win turned into a total heist. This is how Denny Hamlin lost a race he had already won. When Denny Hamlin took the green flag at Martinsville on March 29th, he was not messing around. The Joe Gibbs Racing driver had just won the pole position with a lap speed of 98.241 miles per hour. That was his first pole of the 2026 season. It was his fifth pole at Martinsville in his entire career, and more importantly, it meant Hamlin got to lead the race right out of the gate. Hamlin started the race and led the first 38 laps before William Byron snuck by him and grabbed the top spot for 6 laps. But Hamlin was not interested in playing second fiddle. He took the lead right back and refused to give it up. When Stage 1 ended at lap 80, Hamlin had led 74 of those 80 laps. He won Stage 1. The second stage came around, and the dominance got worse for the rest of the field. Hamlin was not just fast, he was untouchable. His Toyota was planted at the front of the race, and nobody had an answer for him. When Stage 2 ended at lap 180, Hamlin had swept it again. He won both stages. Here's where it gets interesting. Hamlin had a 3-stage lead on the field. He had proven he had the fastest car on the track, and now, with 220 laps remaining, he had clean air. This is important because Martinsville is a half-mile oval in Virginia. Passing at Martinsville is nearly impossible. That's why track position matters more here than at almost any other track on the NASCAR schedule. And Hamlin had the best track position possible. Going into lap 181, Denny Hamlin had led 292 laps already. He was on pace to lead over 300. He looked like a driver on his way to his 7th grandfather clock trophy. His crew chief had the car set up perfectly. And Hamlin was doing his job in the driver's seat. But then something happened. Something that would change the entire race. Let's look at where it all unraveled. Remember that dominance we just talked about? Well, somebody else was watching it too. Chase Elliott's crew chief is a guy named Alan Gustafson, and Gustafson was not happy with where his driver was sitting. Elliott was running 9th place. He was buried in dirty air behind faster cars, and at a track where passing is nearly impossible, 9th place looked a lot like a guaranteed top 10 finish with no shot at winning. So Gustafson made a decision that most crew chiefs would never even consider. On lap 261, with 139 laps remaining in the race, Gustafson called Elliott down pit road early. This was not a normal pit stop. This was a calculated gamble. Elliott came in on lap 261, got fresh tires, and came back out with track position that was worse than when he went in. But his tires were brand new, while everybody else was running older rubber. Hamlin and the other leaders came down to pit around lap 300. By the time the leaders pitted, Elliott had climbed up to 2nd place using his fresh tires. Hamlin, with fresh tires of his own now, quickly hunted down Elliott and passed him. Hamlin took the lead back with 93 laps to go. Elliott's strategy had not worked yet. Elliott was 2nd. Hamlin was leading. Hamlin still looked like the favorite. But Gustafson was not worried, because what Gustafson had done was position Elliott to win the race if a caution came out. And on lap 311, a caution came out. Someone on the track lost debris, and the caution flag went up. When the caution came, all the lead lap cars got to come back down pit road. Elliott came down, Hamlin came down. Ross Chastain was running 19th, the last car on the lead lap. He stayed out on his old tires. Everyone ahead of him pitted and got fresh rubber. When the restart came with 78 laps to go, Chastain had inherited the lead. Elliott had fresh tires. Hamlin had fresh tires, but Chastain was in front of both of them. This changed everything again. The green flag dropped with 78 laps to go. Hamlin needed this restart to attack. The field went into the corners. On the restart, Hamlin spun his rear tires. Some said he missed a gear. Either way, Hamlin lost grip and lost momentum right off the line. Chastain pulled clear off turn 2 with a huge gap. Hamlin admitted this after the race. He said, "Just really came from that bad restart I had." One bad restart. That's all it took. That bad restart gave Chastain the lead. It moved Hamlin back. It gave Elliott a chance he should not have had at that moment. For the next 2 laps, the field raced hard. Elliott was running 2nd. Hamlin was behind Elliott. Chastain had a lead, but not a huge one. Then on lap 313, things got wild. Bubba Wallace made a move on Carson Hocevar. The contact happened entering turn 3. Wallace misjudged the corner and rammed the back of Hocevar's car repeatedly. That hit triggered a massive wreck. Multiple other cars got caught up in the chaos. The caution flag came out again. This second caution brought everyone back down pit road for fresh tires. When the restart came with 68 laps to go, Elliott lined up on the outside and Chastain on the inside. Elliott made his move on the restart. He drove hard on the outside. He passed Chastain going into the first turn. Elliott took the lead. Now Elliott was leading. Hamlin was stuck behind in the field. Hamlin had led 292 laps all afternoon. Now Elliott was in front with 68 laps to go. Hamlin was playing catch-up. Hamlin was desperate. With 67 laps remaining, Hamlin made a move that he would later admit was a mistake. He was fighting through the field. He was battling Ryan Blaney for position. He was trying to get closer to Elliott. And in his desperation, Hamlin lost control of his car off turn 4. The rear of his Toyota washed up high. His car made contact with Blaney's car. Blaney got driven straight into the outside wall at the flag stand. Blaney said after the race, "I don't really think I deserved what happened. I just got driven into the fence." He was right. Hamlin, when asked if he agreed the move was unnecessary, said simply, "Yeah, I wouldn't disagree." Blaney battled back and finished 6th, but that incident showed how desperate Hamlin had become. He was playing for a win that was slipping away fast. Here's the thing about Hamlin's situation. His car had that loose left rear wheel. The track was getting tighter as more rubber got laid down on the asphalt. His tires were getting older, and he was stuck in dirty air behind Elliott. Elliott navigated lap traffic. Elliott managed his tires. Elliott controlled the race. With 50 laps to go, Elliott still had the lead. With 30 laps to go, Elliott still had it. With 10 laps to go, Elliott was still pulling away. When the checkered flag dropped, Elliott was in front by 0.565 seconds. Half a second. That's one car length. That's the thickness of a sheet of metal between first place and second place. Hamlin led 292 laps. Hamlin won both stages. Hamlin had the fastest car, but he finished second. That's the robbery.